Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the WWE 2K20 Universe Mode Draft. And you guys are probably thinking about, like, what's going on? We recently had a superstar shakeup, like, what's going on with that? Well, the thing is, that was more of a superstar shakeup, and we've been doing Universe Mode ever since WWE 2K17, I believe it has been. And even when we did that, we never really had a draft. It was more of just putting superstars on rosters and just doing it that way and making championships and doing it that way. But this is a full-on WWE draft. We're going to be hearing from Vince McMahon in momentarily here, and he'll explain what's going on, how many superstars, how many rounds, whatnot. But any superstar from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT are available. Tag teams, championships can be shifted to brands. So Nakamura, who is the current Universal Champion, he could go to SmackDown Live, depending on who's the first overall draft pick, as well as so much more to come. I mean, it's going to be a lot of changes coming to Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT. We could see tag teams being broken up, announcers being changed. A lot of big things could be coming our way here in the 2K20 draft. As I'm being told right now, Vince McMahon is ready, so we're gonna go ahead on backstage and see what's on the mind of the chairman of the board. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet for everybody here involved. So for all the rosters, there's gonna be a total of 30 rounds. So one round, obviously, one pick for Raw, one pick for SmackDown Live. I've decided that Monday Night Raw will get the first pick tonight, and we'll find out which superstars will be being picked. For it being a special night like this, our Raw general manager, Kurt Angle, will be at Monday Night Raw's current arena. He will be making the draft picks, and The Rock, that is right, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, will be at SmackDown Live making his picks. Like I said, total of 30 rounds. Anything can happen. Anyone is up for grabs. Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with my first pick in the first ever WWE Draft, Monday Night Raw selects the current Universal Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. Nice pick there, but I think I'll go with a better one. We are going to go with the first ever SmackDown Live draft pick is going to be the phenomenal WWE Champion, AJ Styles. We're going to go ahead and change up things. No longer are we going to have Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Champion here on Monday Night Raw. We are going to change it up with the Bulgarian Brute and newly crowned United States Champion, Rusev and Lana. I mean, if you are not going to take Jeff Hardy, I might as well. So, in the second draft pick, we are going to take the Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy, to SmackDown Live. Now, with the third overall pick for the Monday Night Raw side, we are going to be selecting the baddest woman on the planet. Current Raw Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey, is coming back to Monday Night Raw. I'm going to continue to outduel you, Kurt Angle. The next draft pick for SmackDown Live is the Queen and current SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Up next, we are going to take the current Raw Tag Team Champions, the very dominant, The Revival. With our next selection, we are going to take the current SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, The Usos. With our next selection, Monday Night Raw will select the first ever two-time Mr. Money in the Bank. Finn Balor is returning back to Monday Night Raw. With our next selection, SmackDown Live will be taking the current SmackDown Live Mr. Money in the Bank, the Samoan Badass, Samoa Joe. With our next selection in the Monday Night Raw draft side, we are going to be taking the man, Becky Lynch. She is the first ever Royal Rumble winner in women's history here in WWE. I'm honestly surprised you didn't try and take Miss Alexa Bliss, who is the current Money in the Bank, first ever Miss Money in the Bank here in Universe Mode. But you know what? I'll snatch her up with the next pick for SmackDown Live. We are going to take Miss Money in the Bank, Alexa Bliss. And I'm honestly surprised, Rock, you didn't want to try and take your cousin here, because he is coming to Monday Night Raw. The big dog is our next draft pick for Monday Night Raw. The big dog doesn't need me, Kurt, but our next pick is a man that's been tearing up Monday Night Raw these last couple months, and I believe Jeff Hardy has had his first encounters with this man these last couple months, and that man is the Fiend. Bray Wyatt is making his way to SmackDown. With our next selection, we are going to be taking a tag team that was known for being one of the best on SmackDown Live, and now they have an opportunity to be the best in the world on Monday Night Raw. It is time to bring the power of positivity to Monday Night Raw. That is correct, the New Day. All members of the New Day, Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods, are now talent on Monday Night Raw. Damn, that's a pretty good pick, if I'm being honest with you, Kurt, but I'm going to go ahead and steal a superstar that was on Monday Night Raw, and he was kind of feeling himself and kind of got screwed by his, I guess you could say, ally, and we're going to bring the Scottish psychopath, Drew McIntyre, with our next pick to SmackDown. With our next selection, Monday Night Raw is going to get a man that is going to be coming back to Monday Night Raw. A man that was the first ever NXT North American champion in the biggest matches of NXT. The first ever North American champion in NXT's history. It is going to be EC3. Our next pick to SmackDown Live, we will be drafting the team of Daniel Bryan, Harper, and Rowan to SmackDown Live. With our next pick in the WWE Draft, Monday Night Raw selects the Boss, Sasha Banks. Well, it's going to be a real shame, Kurt, that I'm going to break up some best friends for Monday Night Raw, because SmackDown Live's next pick is going to be the huggable Bayley. Well, it is definitely going to be a shame that Bayley won't no longer be a part of Monday Night Raw, but I think I'm going to take someone that was one of your best athletes and a man that went all out at Money in the Bank inside of Hell in a Cell, and that man is going to be burning it down here on Monday Night Raw. Seth frickin' Rollins is our next pick for Monday Night Raw. That's a pretty good move, Kurt. I'm going to be honest with you. But before you try and steal this next superstar, I'm going to go ahead and snatch him up. The longest reigning United States champion in the history of Universe Mode will be making his way back to SmackDown Live. And his name is Apollo Crews. Next up is a man that is well known as a former WWE champion, a former NXT champion, and a man that's going to be making his way back to Monday Night Raw. His name is Robert Roode. With our next pick for SmackDown Live, we are going to be selecting the Swiss Superman, Cesaro. That was a really good pick, Rock, but I think our next pick is going to be pretty good. It's going to be a dominating tag team. A tag team that was dominant in NXT. A tag team that was just almost there in SmackDown Live. And a tag team that very well could take over Monday Night Raw. We are going to be taking AOP to an already stacked tag team division here on Monday Night Raw. Also, SmackDown Live will be taking a tag team that was pretty dominant here for the most part here on SmackDown Live. and it's going to be Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, the OC, are coming to SmackDown Live. With our next pick, it is going to be the Beast Incarnate, a former Universal Champion here on Monday Night Raw. The Beast, Brock Lesnar, with Paul Heyman, are making their way to Monday Night Raw. With our next pick here on SmackDown Live is going to be turning into the Kevin Owens show, as Kevin Owens is making his way to the Blue Brand. With our next pick here in the WWE Draft, a man that was momentarily, just for briefly a month, was on Monday Night Raw, but for the most part his career has been on SmackDown Live, but now he is making his way back to Monday Night Raw. It is the monster among men, Braun Strowman, making his way to the Red Brand. With our next pick to SmackDown Live, it is time to booster our already stacked SmackDown Live women's division, and we are going to be bringing Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow, back to SmackDown, where she definitely deserves to be. With our next pick, we are going to be bringing back 3 women that are a part of a team that have been very dominant here in WWE so far, and that is going to be the Riot Squad. Sarah Logan, Liv Morgan, and their leader, Ruby Riott. When you think of a WWE superstar, this next man that I'm about to pick is a man that you definitely would think would be world champion already. But he's been struggling on Monday Night Raw, and I think with him coming to SmackDown Live, I think this is going to be a tremendous opportunity for this man to flourish. And now we are going to announce the pick. Bobby Lashley is now on the Blue Brand. Now with our next pick here to Monday Night Raw, she was one of the best SmackDown Live Women's Champions we've seen in a very long time there on SmackDown. And now she'll be making her way to Monday Night Raw, as we will be seeing her name is Carmella making her way to Monday Night Raw. With our next pick here to SmackDown Live, we'll be picking a woman that's very dangerous, and she has been undefeated so far here on SmackDown Live. That woman is a former NXT Women's Champion, and that woman is Shayna Baszler. Our next pick is going to be some women that were formerly of NXT and formerly of SmackDown Live. They had an opportunity, a little bit of taste of the main roster, but they're going to have a greater opportunity on our brand, as we're going to have the Iconics joining Monday Night Raw. Now with our next pick for SmackDown Live, we'll be bringing a team as well to SmackDown Live. It is going to be Fire and Desire, a team that was formerly with Paige at one time, known as Absolution. Now they are known as Fire and Desire. Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose coming on down to SmackDown Live. Still plenty of superstars to be drafted tonight, but this man, he's one of the best around, and I'm surprised he's been dropped all the way down. His name is a man that is a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. Got over to SmackDown Live, not really used too much by The Rock. That's The Rock's fault. But for this man, we are bringing back The Miz, the A-lister, back to Monday Night Raw. Next superstar that's going to be joining SmackDown Live is going to be the Woken Matt Hardy. Alright, our next superstar that's going to be joining the #1 brand here in Monday Night Raw is going to be a superstar that is very underrated and has come up very close to becoming the next Universal Champion multiple times, but has come up short, and his name is Elias. I was actually going to take Elias later on in the draft if he happened to come down a little bit more, but no offense to Elias, but I think this next superstar that we're going to be bringing over to SmackDown Live has a lot more flavor than Elias. The next superstar that's coming over to SmackDown Live via the draft is going to be Andrade with Selena Vega. Now with this next superstar, I'm really hesitant with picking him. with our personal interactions with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a couple months before Owens and Zayn went to SmackDown Live, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Sami Zayn. He's a heck of a talent, a heck of a superstar. As long as he keeps focused and doesn't worry about management, I think Sami Zayn can take over Monday Night Raw, win a couple championships, but as long as he stays focused, Sami Zayn is now a part of Monday Night Raw. With our next pick here on SmackDown Live, we're going to be taking a talent that is very, very underrated. He was already part of SmackDown Live before the Superstar Shakeup, or after the Superstar Shakeup, I should say, and now part of the draft. He's coming back to SmackDown Live, and the man is named Buddy Murphy. Now, with our next pick is the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion here in Universe Mode history, and that man is going to be Rey Mysterio. Time to dial up the 619. Next pick to SmackDown Live is a woman from NXT. And that woman is the lunatic Nikki Cross. With our next pick for Monday Night Raw, he is not a waiter. He definitely looks like one, but he is the lone wolf. Baron Corbin makes his way back to Monday Night Raw. Now, I'm going to be bringing back a superstar to SmackDown Live that I believe that very well could be the next Intercontinental Champion here in WWE. A man that's done pretty well against the likes of other cruiserweights, the likes of a Rey Mysterio, the likes of Akira Tozawa, Tony Nese, amongst others. SmackDown Live selects Drew Gulak, and he is also a man that recently defeated AJ Styles, who is the current WWE Champion, in a non-title match a couple weeks ago. Very impressive superstar makes his way back to SmackDown. With our next pick, we're going to be taking a tag team from NXT. That tag team is going to be the Street Profits, and they want that smoke. Now, you want to take another superstar from NXT? Or a tag team, I should say? How about I take a superstar from NXT? The man that is the current United Kingdom champion. We are going to be taking Aleister Black. I think I know a superstar that just might be a little bit better, maybe just a little bit. I hope you sense my sarcasm here, Rock, because we are going to be taking one of the longest reigning WWE champions in WWE Universe Mode history, and that man is Randy Orton. I think it's time to add someone that can be very, very dangerous. And at one time, this woman was on SmackDown Live, made her way to Monday Night Raw, and now she's being drafted to SmackDown Live. We are going to be talking about the irresistible force, Nia Jax. We're going to be drafting another superstar that has a tremendous background in wrestling, a Hall of Famer at Kent State University, a superstar that's had the longest reigning United States Championship reigns on SmackDown Live, as well as one of the best looking superstars. Ziggler told me to say this, but if he would ever get drafted, but like I just mentioned, like I just spoiled a little bit, Monday Night Raw selects Dolph Ziggler. I love a little bit of a wrestling background as well, Kurt. So with my next pick is going to be a former Raw Tag Team Champion, his multi-time reigns there on Monday Night Raw. He's trying to figure himself out right now, and I think on SmackDown Live he very well could do that. SmackDown Live is picking Chad Gable. Our next pick is a man that in 2 weeks' time he will be in a triple threat match for the NXT Championship, and that man is known as Ricochet. Next pick for SmackDown Live, we will be selecting a tag team formerly of NXT and two absolute hosses. It is going to be Heavy Machinery, Otis, and Tucker. With our next selection for Monday Night Raw is going to be another superstar from NXT, and his name is Ali. With our next pick in the WWE Draft, SmackDown Live is going to be picking a superstar that knows Cesaro quite well, and that is going to be Sheamus. I have to make sure my last two picks here on Monday Night Raw are going to end with a bang. So our next superstar joining Monday Night Raw is a superstar that's had a couple reigns as a SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and her name is Naomi. With my next pick here on SmackDown Live, I'm going out with another bang. SmackDown Live selects the lunatic, the freak, whatever you'd like to call him, Eric Young. With my very last pick in the first ever Monday Night Raw draft, Monday Night Raw selects the franchise John Cena. Coming on over to Monday nights. Ladies and gentlemen, this next superstar, a legend in this business, and one of the biggest matches he's had here in Universe Mode history was at Hell in a Cell, where he would go on to take on Daniel Bryan in Daniel Bryan's comeback match. He would end up hitting a last ride on Daniel Bryan on a sledgehammer and would end up getting a pinfall victory over Daniel Bryan. SmackDown Live is selecting The Undertaker. Now, I just know we just went through the WWE Draft. We're going to be seeing superstars on this list that have been added via WWE free agency. They chose to sign with Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live or even go to NXT. Not a problem with that either. So I'm going to be going down the list here. You'll be seeing who is officially a part of the Monday Night Raw brand here in WWE 2K20. It's a great roster, if I'm honest with you. See, even Ember Moon, former NXT Women's Champion, right there. Big pickup. You see Kurt Hawkins on the screen there right now. Jinder Mahal making his way to Monday Night Raw. John Cena, Mr. Irrelevant for Monday Night Raw. Miz, see, we've got Mojo Rawley here on Monday Night Raw. Good pickup there. Naomi, good pickup. Natalya, she's on Monday Night Raw. That's a good pickup for Kurt Angle. Rey Mysterio, we got Razar, we got Ricochet, Robert Roode, Roman Reigns, your very dominant Raw Women's Champion. Got your United States Champion, looking pretty good so far here. We got Seth Rollins, a very good pick. Sheamus has officially on SmackDown Live. You'll be seeing that little glitch in our system here. It's all good. Tony Nese officially on Monday Night Raw. He was on Monday Night Raw before. As well as Zack Ryder makes his way back here apart with Kurt Hawkins. And now momentarily you'll be seeing the SmackDown Live roster. Alright, and now you guys will be seeing the rankings here for SmackDown Live. The current superstars that may or may not be on SmackDown Live. It may be a glitch in the system, but make sure everything's going to be sorted out when we get our first universe modes all out and rolling. We have AJ Styles, got Owens. Look at all these familiar faces that are coming back or even joining the SmackDown Live brand. There's that United Kingdom champion Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, R-Truth signing on over. The Usos, like we mentioned, Drew McIntyre. I cannot wait to see him on SmackDown Live. Heavy Machinery, definitely going to be a big pick. Samoa Joe, Mr. Money in the Bank himself. That's going to be great. Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Daniel Bryan. Bobby Lashley, Bray Wyatt. We're going to see what he's going to be doing to Jeff Hardy over the weeks and months, possibly. Got Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. Very underrated Cesaro. Asuka, Nia Jax, Mike Kanellis, big signing back to SmackDown Live. Andrade, Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin, big pickup there. That's pretty good, if I'm honest with you. Chad Gable. Oh, it looks like we might get the B team. Bo Dallas. Yep, Curtis Axel, Eric Young. Jeff Hardy, your Intercontinental Champion. Matt Hardy, that's a big pickup there. Harper and The Undertaker. I believe we got all the superstars there, free agent signings and everything right there. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a terrific time to be here in WWE. And we're just going to go ahead and check out the roster so far for NXT. We may see some changes here and there. with the championships and whatnot because of superstars being drafted. They may have to vacate it, whatnot. We'll have to see what Universe in stores for us, as William Regal is the NXT general manager. But let's go ahead and real quickly go through the NXT roster while I have you here. Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, very struggling right now. Shayna Baszler currently on NXT. Well, she was. Now she's on SmackDown Live, so she'll no longer be there. Io Shirai, big pickup. Toni Storm, I cannot wait to see what she brings. Kira Tozawa, Matt Riddle, Roderick Strong, Alexander. You got the Undisputed Era, Belair. You got Humberto Carrillo making his NXT debut coming up, maybe this year, hopefully. The current NXT Women's Champion Lacey Evans, Jack Gallagher, making his way to NXT. At one time, he was on SmackDown. He was supposed to have a match. Noam Dar. We got Ivar and Eric, the War Raiders. Arya Davari, and looks like the return of the Brian Kendrick, ladies and gentlemen, making his way. He was one of the longest reigning NXT champions before Rey Mysterio had to take that away from him. Kairi Sane, Mia Yim, I cannot wait to see it. Rhea Ripley as well. Candice LeRae, Kalisto, the Lucha House Party. Mark Andrews, very underrated superstar, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see what he can bring, especially in the Cruiserweight division. We're going to see how far he can go. Trent Seven, with obviously the British Strong Style here in NXT. Tommaso Ciampa, the toughest SOB here in NXT for sure. Lars Sullivan, very dangerous, your current North American champion. Lindsay Dorado, Pete Dunne, current Cruiserweight champion. Tyler Breeze. So it looks like we may be seeing Breezango here on NXT. That's going to be a big pickup. Keith Lee, very dangerous superstar there. Dakota Kai, No Way Jose, Cassius Ohno, Jackson Riker, Fandango. So that is, we're going to see Breezango, Grand Metalik, Oni Lorcan, Sin Cara, Shane Thorne, and Tyler Bate round out the NXT roster, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait to see where Raw, SmackDown Live, and NXT, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be going. SmackDown Live is officially now on Friday, so it's going to go, I'll just show you on the screen here. We got Raw, NXT, SmackDown Live. In 2 weeks, we have NXT TakeOver. A lot of the matches are going to change, unfortunately, with the roster changes, though. And then 4 weeks away from Clash of Champions, SmackDown Live will be hosting that pay-per-view. So a lot of big things coming, ladies and gentlemen. It may not be the best video. I know some YouTubers like to make flashy videos with the drafts and stuff, but this is how I decided to do it. Some of you guys may not like to do it, but I took my time trying to do it and trying to make it somewhat interesting for you guys instead of just saying random names and doing that stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. But we've showed you the rosters for Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. Let me know which roster you guys like the most. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. I think SmackDown Live could have stole it here. I mean, Raw had some good pickups too. NXT looking stacked as well. That's pretty good as well. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. And the first Monday Night Raw episode of 2K20 hopefully will be coming out very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.